this is James from People of Many Fandoms, and this is start of live action videos. But this is first in this couple of series I'm trying to do. This one that I'm going to do for this episode is Cosplay Tips and Advice, but we're also going to have Convention Tip and Advice, video tips and tricks. Not tips and tricks, because tips and tricks is a video games. I meant to say tips and advice, but my camera keeps stopping every 5 seconds, so I'm having to remember what I'm saying, so I'm getting a bit confused, so there'll be a lot of jump cutting. This is going to be episode 1 of Cosplay Tips and Advice, which is choosing your outfit. Don't know whether you heard that. That was my sick antivirus going on. Don't know why I'm clapping. Right, cosplay tips and advice. This is sort of a grey area for people because depending on your opinion of conventions or whatnot, cosplay is sort of a meh sort of area. You're either very passionate about it, you're sort of casual about it, or you don't have anything to do with it other than like seeing and admiring, or just saying they look stupid even though you're at a convention for some reason. Depending on what your convention is, you have to try and consider like several different factors when you're trying to choose who you want to cosplay as. You have to choose how long it's going to take, how much it's going to cost to make, where it is you're going to be wearing it, whether it's just conventions or whether you get professional and you want to like go to cosplay competitions and contests and all that sort of stuff. It really just depends on what your taste is, really. It depends on what you like and all that sort of stuff, and choosing your cosplay sort of depends on what sort of stuff you like, as I said, but you have to think about, if I'm going to go for a certain show that I want to cosplay a character from, is it, with all those factors of like time, cost and all that, is it going to be cost effective and all that sort of stuff? Will I feel okay going to convention dressed like this? I have made 4 cosplays so far in my life. 3 of them are sort of handmade in terms of like it's like all many different bits of clothing and all that brought together. Sort of there's sort of the cheap cosplay alternative, and then one of them was a bought one which I got tailor-made to my stature. It's sort of choosing a cosplay, you have to really take into consideration all those factors, as I said at the start. But say I've got one which I self-made, which is Marshall Lee from the gender-bent version of Adventure Time with Fiona and Cake. All it basically was try my best to find a checkered shirt which was close enough to Marshall Lee's, jeans, as in really dark blue jeans, plimsolls, and I think that was it. And I also tried to dye my hair, but that did not go well. I mean, this was ages ago when I tried doing Marshall Lee, but I don't think the hair dyeing went that well. I need to work on that a bit if I'm ever going to dye my hair for another character in future. But you have to really think about who you're going to do, because some people in the more professional route are going to do the more high-tech end. High-tech in terms of like how much work and how many skills you have to know and actually practice off. You have to practice as much as possible to be able to make these sorts of things, because there's like all these frilly bits that stick on, or various layers of different materials, or things that light up. If you're going to get really technical, it depends really on your taste. It's all a matter of personal preference. The other 3 cosplays I have, of which is like the one that 2 that I made and the one that's tailor-made to me, are Doctor Who ones. I've got the tailor-made one, which was David Tennant's blue pinstripe suit, and I've got the 2 made, which was Matt Smith tweed jacket, bow tie. Well, they both have bow ties, but I say it's tweed jacket one, and the other one was his Series 7 costume, which was the purple jacket and the brown shoes and everything. All this pretty much similar, but it's like a bit of a change colour scheme. It sort of, when it comes to choosing, I think a lot of the time it really comes down to TV versus anime, as in live action versus anime. Because you know, with anime, they do tend to go really over the top with the character designs. You've got like so many different kinds of wigs. You got loads of fancy costumes that some of them do actually sort of follow a basic design premise of like sort of jackets and trousers and boots and whatnot, but some of them obviously do go a lot more over the top, and that's where you have to like come into like a lot more of consideration as to time, as to how much you spend like practicing these skills in order to make them, how much you're going to spend on materials, on like fabrics or threads and needles and glue and all various different materials, because cosplay is down to an art almost in terms of what we're up to with how cosplay works. I've got my driving lesson paper there for some reason. But it as I keep saying, it all depends on personal preference. But you also, based on your personal preference, you also have to take a lot of things into consideration. If it's going to be something from live action, they tend to be a lot more simple. But you've got obviously a lot more normal looking stuff. But some TV shows or films will make costumes that are like completely new ideas, so you also have to keep an eye out for that. But if you practice, or if you have been practicing and you feel confident enough to do it, it shouldn't be that much of a task where you have to really think about it. I think that's it for sort of choosing costumes. So that's the first episode of Cosplay Tips and Advice. And I'm sorry I've been dancing all around. I've got Destiny posted there. I've been playing Destiny because it's the 9th of September. I went to the midnight launch of Destiny last night. I got Doctor Who there. That's the if you can see it a bit better, that's the purple suit that I've got a copy of my version of in the wardrobe. But yeah, that was episode 1 of Cosplay Tips and Advice from People of Many Fandoms. I've been James, and I will see you in the next video.